table and we taking our portions. Of course, the discourse is a sativa show where the content and the guest is unbelievable, but we speak in codes. It's the podcast of the culture, so you already know. We from that big West Coast, boy, where it never snows, where the topics get hot, but the rosin is cold. Here's the next episode, yeah.
Welcome everybody to another show of Joint Forces. I'm your host, Luke Scarmazzo. I have a very, very special episode for you this week. Actually, this one is probably one that has the most meaning to me. I have seasoned professional photographer, videographer, tech whiz, coach, graphic designer, editor, San Jose State graduate, the intelligence behind AI, logistical coordinator, builder of robots, athlete, advocate, friend, family man, and daily operations manager of CHC, the very first dispensary in the Central Valley, Miguel Buenrostro. Welcome to the show, bro.
What's up, man?
Next, we got Ricardo, co-founder of Profit, a California legacy brand, former federal plant prisoner, entrepreneur, small business owner, member of the Forbes 420 list, receiver of presidential clemency, friend, father, activist, social justice advocate, and the first Mexican-American dispensary owner in history, co-founder of CHC, Ricardo Montes.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
Welcome to the show, brother.
What's up?
Next, we have musician, artist, storyteller, writer, rapper, graphic designer, security specialist, record exec, hustler from Southeast Stockton, California, friend, family man, head of security at the first dispensary in the Central Valley, CHC, Russell Lunatik Green.
What's up?
Welcome to the show, dog.
Thank you, brother.
Good to have you, man.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Okay, how did I do, fellas? How were those intros?
That was nice. That was nice. I like
Good,
that.
man.
Hey, you made me feel hella special.
I mean, I worked on those.
That's right.
Hey, you did a great job on
Well,
that.
listen, you guys, like, real talk, as I was like doing these, I showed other people in the show. And I said, I got some cool ass friends right here. And that was real. I really meant that. Like, I was looking at it and going, this is actually some cool ass shit. Not only because of the tie of why we're all here, right? But just because of like everything that you guys are done, what we done together. So yeah, I just wanted to like make it a point to really say, hey, you guys are fucking bosses in this game.
Yeah.
And it's cool to be at a round table with you guys right now.
To be able to look at it and actually, tell like, like you said, the way you were looking at it, you felt basically like to actually explain your friend, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You felt
summing up, I thought
seen.
that was cool. That's cool. I mean, from his perspective, you got to think about it like,
Yeah.
man, because it's not on average that you're just going to describe your boy like that, you know what I'm saying? So.
I want that intro every time I walk in this house.
At the end of all that edification, right, is we all had like a tie that comes in at CHC. So I've kind of joking around like with everybody, right, about how this is like a reunion episode after a reality TV show, even though like we never really had like a reality TV show, right? Back then when we were doing our thing, you didn't film it, right? I think I want to say somebody, I don't remember, this might be just my weird recollection, but I want to say somebody approached us about doing some filming or a show type thing, and we didn't do it. If I remember right. Was it you?
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was that somebody.
that was me.
I said that we should do like a Clerks version of the dispensary. Like, it was this comedy there all the time, though.
Right. It was
Oh,
fun.
man, definitely.
But you know how we felt about cameras back then.
Yeah. Rich is always suspicious about it. He's suspicious right now.
Yeah,
I remember a couple of the replays on the camera system, though. Things would happen. Go back and review some of those things.
Right. Fun. Well, the camera never really recorded, just so you guys know. Yeah. Sorry to break that to everybody. The camera in the dispensary never was on.
Never. It was just for us.
Well, I know this, that remember when I pantsed Steve? That was recorded because I seen it. We seen it.
No, we did have it. No, we had it on a loop. I don't want to say it didn't record, but we did. Like we were supposed to have it for like a 30-day period or something.
I think in the lobby it was just recording.
Yeah, we just had that thing just totally.
We changed that. We actually took that off. Like we knew it was recording, but we took it off after that.
Yeah, we just didn't like. We knew that we were in the gray area of the law, right? So we didn't want to skirt the law and kill ourselves with some evidence like that back then. And it's weird now because people film in dispensaries all the time. I'm with some people at a dispensary in LA this one time, right? And we're supposed to meet somebody. So they get on the phone and we're standing in front of the dispensary and I'm like, yo, you got to get off the phone. Like, you can't just stand in front of the phone on the dispensary. Like, they're going to start tripping. We got to start walking. And she's like, no, it's cool. Like, they're not tripping. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, they're not tripping. And it was weird. It was like my first real occasion that I thought, like, this is totally different than it used to be. You know what I mean? And it is. The dispensary, the CHC. So let me back up. I like to start at the beginning of these things, so I'll back up. Right, Miguel and I grew up when we were second grade, right? Second grade. El Camino. Miguel's was the only house that had a pool at it, so all of us like basically lived over there. We had a good time though.
Yeah,
in the block.
The block. Then when my dad built that pool house,
that was super dope.
Made junior high and high school that much better.
Pool house / hotel room / game room /
Until you've been there, huh?
Yeah, back in the days though, like high school days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what for a high school kid that was dope. And then later, me and Rich meet at Bayer
on the football
high school
team.
On the football field. Yeah, Rich was a beast on the football field. Not like you. Miguel was like he was the kid that crushed everybody in the neighborhood. Like he was like the biggest kid in the neighborhood, crushing everybody in football, baseball, everything, basketball. We like if you picked Miguel on your team, you won. That's how it was back in the day. It was like cheating.
This is like cheating.
But no, Rich was really good at Rich. Rich made like All-State, I think, nose tackle, right?
It's like what do you call that? Tecmo Bowl when you had picked the Raiders and you had Bo Jackson or Jerry Rice on your team, you're gonna win. It's like cheating,
right? And that's what it was like.
You're not that great.
No,
you're trying to compare yourself to a Bo Jackson.
He's kind of right though. Listen, he was like 220 pounds and we were all like 80 pounds.
He was a little bigger than everybody.
Yeah. So it was like a grown man playing with kids. It was really unfair. I did like it. It was one of the traumatic parts of my childhood.
I just talked to somebody, I think yesterday I was talking about John Muir days. And
shout out John Muir.
John Muir.
Listen, if you went to John Muir, Bert went to John Muir, a bunch of people went to John Muir, man. Listen, that's breeding ground of stars.
Yes.
Anyhow.
CF Brown too. CF Brown.
And then right around about a year later, I meet my boy Tick. Tick I meet in a different field. We're on the we're actually in the trap field out there.
Well, we met. We was in school, but it wasn't in school where we met. You know what I mean?
And then we caught a case. We caught a case where we stole a car. I guess I'm just going to go all out on this shit. We stole a car. We were kids though. Listen, this is kid stuff. My record's sealed, so you can't even really look at it. So
except you just told everybody.
Right.
I can edit this. Can we edit this? And then we caught the case in juvenile hall. The weird part about it is that's where I ended up getting my GED. I ended up getting my GED after we caught that case. Yeah. And then high school was like, I wasn't really tripping on high school after that. I was like, I got my GED. So yeah. And then we start growing weed. We're growing weed then. Not as much Tick and Miguel, but me and Rich definitely start bombing some stuff out then. Carlos with us a little bit.
Yeah. We got tired of getting taxed.
Right.
We're like, these dudes are charging us an arm and a leg and we're moving it for them. So like, let's just grow it ourselves.
Right. And we had access to like good genetics and shit and really good growers. I was like, we were blessed where we were at. We were super blessed. Our neighborhood, like weed was in our neighborhood from as far back as we can remember.
Yeah.
And then in 2004, we decided to do the dispensary. First of its kind. no kind of playbook. There's nobody to show us what we're doing. And we're like, this is the inaugural class, right? Miguel is the manager, Hicks head of security. You and I are there, like co-founding executive, taking off daily operations each day, running packs down from Mendo. It was a crazy time. Like when I think back on it now, like what we were doing and like how we had no playbook, right? And how like the crazy risks that we were taking and the trail that we were blazing and not even realizing it, right? We were just going to work every day. And that was crazy. And then we do that whole thing, right? And the community responds to us in a way that I never thought it was going to be like that. And we'll talk about that part. I think that's an important part for us to touch on. Community responded in a huge way to us. The city of Modesto did not want us there from day one.
They messed up. They gave us a license.
Right. I mean, listen, it wasn't, we were there legit. They just didn't want us there.
Yeah.
They were mad. They were mad as hell. And once they figured out that they weren't going to be able to like litigate us out of existence, I guess, they call in the feds. That part of the game is well documented, I think, after that. We get raided by the feds. Rich and I go to trial, 20 and 22 years. Rich goes all the way to almost 10 years in prison, gets presidential clemency from Obama.
Thank you, Obama. Thank you.
Presidential clemency from Obama.
Like winning the lottery.
Man, it is. That's Cobain said that too. Yeah, he said it's like winning the wallet. I could relate to that feeling. Like it would be that monumental. And then in February of 23, I get out. And now Rich and I come back together, form Profit. We have joint forces. I wrote the book High Price that kind of talks about everything that we did, some of my prison time, and then kind of the founding of the brand and everything. But this episode, like, is really about you guys. I think I've told my side of it like a bunch of times, right? And in a bunch of different ways, right? But nobody's heard from the manager of CHC. People don't hear from Rich too much. You know, Rich jumps out there sometimes, you know what I mean? But he's not, this is probably what, listen, people, this is going to be one of the rare times you see this man on camera.
Yep.
Cherish this episode.
He's usually the guy in the background of the pictures. You see his face?
I don't know. I just never liked cameras. It's just, I guess we grew up in that mentality that, you get on camera, you got evidence or doing something,
Got evidence.
At that time, our mentality was different.
Right.
So, we weren't used to being camera and recording shit and just like, hell no.
That's real. That's real.
That's
real.
So, I'll get on like when we did that episode with Young Turk. Yep. That was for my boys. Like I'll do it. Like shit, stuff like that.
You jumped on at MJ BizCon for a second there with M1. Yeah. Shout out M1 and Dead Prez for all your advocacy. Love what you guys are doing.
But I'll jump out there if I have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I try not to. Luke's a way better speaker than I am. So it's like, hey, he's talented. That's one of his talents that most people don't know. He's a great public speaker.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I think that's kind of something that's always been like that with both of you. Like even from CHG days, like Luke's always been kind of like the front man, and Rich has always been like the dude fucking doing numbers in the background, and that's where both of you guys are comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then we're gonna have Tick's perspective, which I think is a super unique perspective because you were 10 toes down on the front line. You were out on the front door. You were basically the first line of defense of us trying to show that we're a regulated spot that's trying to follow the law, right? And then like to deter like any kind of robberies or anything. And I want to point this out. You might not be like the first Black Mexican, white American to be the lead security in the dispensary, but I will say this: in 2 years, we never got robbed.
Nope.
In 2 years, we didn't have one incident.
Didn't have no look-ats.
Every
So
blind spot was covered.
I will say that. I will say, hey, that's something. There's not a lot of people that could say that. But no, that's
Thankfully, yeah.
so it's going to be a unique perspective coming from your lane too.
I was the one that they looked at when they wanted to take pictures and put us in the newspaper.
Yeah, right.
They took the pictures of me, put me on the cover, like,
Is that why you were doing push-ups and shit all the time?
Because they try to make us look bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They see tattoos and they're like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, they charge us as organized
that's what
crime.
I seen in the beginning.
How bad can they make us look, huh?
Right.
They gave us a Kingpin RICO charge.
That's real. So let's start with Miguel. Miguel, when we first come to you about being a manager at the dispensary, what are you thinking? What's your thought process?
So I'm in San Jose at the time. I think I'm already teaching and coaching. And you gave me a call like, how about being a manager for us at the dispensary? And I was like, fuck it. That's pretty much what it came down to, I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. Like, get to work with your, Well, for me, that wasn't really the thing. My thing was like, I get to work with my friends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Bam. Community.
And it's, any time that we get together, it's a fun time. It's like, cracking jokes, Rich is doing something that he shouldn't be doing. And then there's people just laughing, so, I'm all about that.
Right. And then, so you go in, tell me about your first day. What do you feel about, like, what was the first day like after, like, you go in, what's your experience?
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but I was like, oh man, we need polo shirts for our security. I came in right away, like, we need to have a front that looks professional, And he goes, no.
He was looking at me.
No.
He was looking at Tiggs dressing on Bubby.
Back then, it was like the t-shirt. It was like t-shirt.
You got a tank top on. What you got a tank top on for?
All tatted up.
Back then, it was like t-shirts down to your knees.
Yeah. I think we didn't go as far as polo shirts, and you agreed.
No, we got polos.
No,
we got white polos.
Yeah, we had white polos.
That was you,
We
dog.
did, huh?
The white polos was you,
okay.
dog.
I was hella mad about that.
No, you guys were.
No, white polos.
Yep, that was.
Yeah, we sure did.
I should have brought one out. There's one at my mom's, I think.
There you go.
We'll have to we'll throw that up.
You might be the
We're
only
gonna
one
throw
that
it
fits in it. Maybe you too.
Rich been working out.
I know.
I've been working, but I'm still a little chunky over here.
He looks
But you
skinny.
got-
He looks skinny today.
Well, you guys make me look thin.
Yeah, no. Coming in, it was learning the product was something you had to get used to because it was always changing too, and being able to work in a fast environment too. Because when we really started getting business, it was like, crazy.
Busy.
It get super busy, especially on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's
Anywhere
like,
near the first.
yeah, anywhere near the first. Like it was nonstop, like until we closed.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of environment, fast pace. You gotta have some smooth talkers at the desk. Actually, the bud tenders that we had. I don't know how many did we go through. Like
There was a lot. Eric was up there. Steve.
Santos.
Santos was a beast.
Santos was good.
Santos
Yeah,
he
Santos was a
good.
beast.
Santos
My
was
brother.
good.
Hey,
Santos Lopez, baby.
that's fam
Shout
right
out.
there. That's straight fam right
Shout
there.
out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then security, just trying to manage like what was going on, making sure we had enough inventory coming through, and the first year,
Right.
just getting it down, and then once we had it down, it was just like,
Well-oiled machine.
yep.
Hell yeah. Okay. So, Rich, I come over to your house and say, hey, I got an idea. Let's do a dispensary. What's your thought? What is your first thought when I say that to you?
Well, when you actually told me about that, and you're like, because we spoke at that time, we had a friend named James
Right.
that used to
Working
work.
at the third floor. Or
Third floor.
he was on the second floor of the third floor.
Yeah, it was a Dr. Hani Assad,
Assad.
something like
Yeah,
that.
Dr. Assad.
So
So I got my first rec from.
yeah,
I think everybody here probably had their first rec
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Assad, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oakland,
Yeah.
baby. Oakland, baby.
Oakland.
Right.
So once he came back with information that about 70% of the patients are all from the valley.
Right.
So once we knew that, we all knew it was a need, but we also knew it was a risk.
Big risk.
But yeah. you know, when I see opportunities and I feel like it's going to go, I'll just take it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The worst can happen, just, start over and do it again, do something else.
So we went to Stockton. You remember that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, first it was Stockton. We're kind of worried about Stockton because Stockton's more hood than Modesto.
Right. And then the mayor and the city council were like, hell no.
Nah. We go to an
attorney. And he tells us, you don't got to ask permission from the city. You can just open, right? So we get our license from the state. We get our license from the city. We just open, like he says.
Like he said, we say less. Let's do it.
Right. What did you think? Like we built out the spot for a long time. You guys weren't around you were around during.
I would come back and forth,
popping back and forth. But we did a build out for a minute, right?
Yeah,
and didn't want to really open. Well, I don't want to say didn't want to open, but we were just like wanted to be ready, and we didn't ever feel 100% ready, right? You never feel 100% ready, and then we opened that first day. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. We had the little small counter right there.
Right.
We're in the back, in the hallway where the bathrooms are at.
Literally a 4-foot jewelry case.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the back of the supply room.
Wow.
Remember where Tony and them would break
Yeah.
down? That was the dispensary. We didn't have the wall or anything. You walked right in, and then that was just it right there.
Yeah. And we had a line out there. It wasn't a line. The first day was only 15 people.
Right.
But the day after the news people came.
Right. Blockbuster movie.
Yeah, I were getting to the point that we couldn't even know where to get the weed at no more.
Right.
We were running out so fast. We cleared everybody out. Everybody that got weed, we were buying it all off. You got weed? Let's see. Boom. We used to buy it, and then not until we actually met our bro Jerry
Scarborough. Shout out Scarb.
And once we met him, it was
from Addison.
Addison.
Gave us the plug.
Addison actually won.
He gave us the plug. He gave us the plug.
He was
introduction to Jerry.
He was the introduction to Jerry.
Yep. Shout out
Addison.
So Tick, I come to you and I say, dog, we're going to do a dispensary. I need you to be the lead security. What's going through your head when I say that?
Well, I mean, I was doing security. I had just started doing security at the time, right before that, I think.
Yep.
And it was the first security company that I ever worked for. And it was just right there in the neighborhood, you know what I mean? So ended up the dude ended up being kind of shady after I worked there for a while. But so when
shady or Southeast Stockton shady?
He was just being
weak.
Just weak. Yeah, just straight weak. You know what I mean? So the security offered me this, you know what I mean? It made me I can still pursue security. I mean, always did music, of course, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And was always first, but as far as, having to work, you know what I mean? That, something that I was kind of with my character, I guess, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Enforcer.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Was you knocking people's heads back in school? You could say it now, right? Statute of limitations is out.
Yeah, I mean, things happen. You know what I mean? Things happen.
Things happen.
I got kicked out of a couple
Mistakes
schools.
were made.
I got a couple kicked out of a couple schools. That's how I ended up over there with
actually, it's good that you did. Because I'm glad you did, because that's how we met, really. For real. Yeah.
Definitely that.
Yeah. Okay, so give me what's your fondest memory of the dispensary? Do you have a day or a memory that you say is hey, this stands out to me the most? Or maybe an interaction with a patient or with a coworker. Is there something that you go, oh yeah, I remember that time?
Oof. Oh, there's so many. I would say probably a lot of the patients that were sick, that had different stages of cancer that come in, and how they would be so appreciative because would actually give discounts to a certain people. Even I think military too. I think we were giving discounts
military, SSI, all of low income.
Low income. So, I mean, I think that's probably some of my biggest memories. I want to say, Greg's mom, Nancy.
Right.
I think that's when she was sick, and she would come in and just being able to help out a friend's mother, or
that's special.
Whatever we could. It was pretty cool. So, there's other memories. I don't know if I can really say them, but I think just the the whole
You can say them. What do you mean? I can't say them.
I mean, I don't
Listen,
know.
we are not telling him he can't say anything. Just so you guys know, joint forces don't do that.
I just got kicked in the knee for that.
Did Rich kick you, or did I kick
don't know. I would say just fondest memories though is the way we joked around. Like after everything through the whole day, we joked around. But even when the doors were closed, just like after work, if we had a really good day, we'd take a shot of Henny the Fifth.
No, the Richard.
The Richard, yeah.
The Richard. Anytime we broke our sales record, we popped the Richard bottle for the whole staff.
That and just like this is joking around, I think was probably fun too. And then we took some trips. I think a fond memory though. I don't know. It's I don't know. I mean, it was kind of funny to me, I guess, but probably not funny to Rich. I think he was on a run from up north. And he had to pull over, and he called me, and he was having a panic attack. Remember that? He had a panic attack, and I was joking when I was like laughing. I'm like, "What's wrong? What do you mean you having a panic attack? Panic attack?" He's like, "Oh, I just need someone to talk to." I was like, "You call me?"
Was it like 976? You need somebody to talk to?
I literally had to talk to him until he calmed down, and he's like, "All right, I feel better now. I feel better." And then
what were you saying to calm him down?
I was just making him laugh. Actually.
Were you calling him like buff and like, "Hey, sexy"?
No.
He's whispering. You're my daddy. No,
I don't know about that one. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Don't look at me, puppy.
But yeah,
so you felt good, coaching him down, getting the pack back down from Mendo.
Helping him out a little bit, because I don't know if he was stressing about how much he had in his trunk.
Could have been probably 100 pack.
Yeah.
No, I used to get those on long drive. Like if I smoke some strong ass weed, it'll hit me at that time, and then so
can't breathe.
Like damn, I can't breathe.
Yeah, he pulled over.
So that's when we started hiring my cousin. Rest in peace, and he started doing dry. I just smoke on the side. But sometimes I get that good weed that gives me that panic attack.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, this shit's super strong. That shit, I can't breathe now. What the fuck?
I can't breathe. That's what it was. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Okay, Rich, tell me about what's your fondest memory of the dispensary? I mean, you probably got a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of them.
What's a couple that stand out to you?
That one lunch break when we went to 10 pounds. And we were having a hard time getting weed at that time too. So it was like, oh, we got some weed. This will last us,
a minute.
Not even a minute. We're thinking about like a couple days.
We only had to buy, I think, like enough time to get the next pack down, which was only a couple of days.
That's what I'm saying. And we went through it in lunch hour? 10 pounds, all in eights. And we even limited all age, you know what I mean?
Was it the lunch hour or was it? Because we always got that the after lunch, because we would close down for lunch.
Yeah.
We always got that after lunch rush.
It was
it was after lunch when the line was there. We are the only dispensary to leave, shut down, and take an hour break
for lunch.
Like we were the bank or some shit.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Hey,
and we always just go to a restaurant.
People would be mad as shit at us when we'd be coming back like, you guys had to take that long to get lunch.
Yeah, I didn't like riding with you guys because you guys smoke so much, and I still stay conscious. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay, it comes out now.
It comes out now.
You hear this?
I'll just follow you guys. I'll just follow. I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna follow you guys. I don't want to be riding with you guys. You guys hitting it, fucking smoked out truck. I'm like, I gotta get back and open up, make sure everybody's there. You guys just
get high fast.
Yeah. I think the cookie that you gave me.
Oh, the stoplight cookie.
Stoplight cookie.
Man, shout out Esther. I don't know if Esther's still in business. Hayward, California. Ooh, stoplight cookies, man.
Yeah.
I like the edible game back then was not like, listen, it was not what it is now. There wasn't gummies and lollipops and sodas and all this cool stuff. But Esther had those butterfly stoplight cookies that would put somebody in the dirt, man.
Yeah.
I think my first week or two there working full time after I left San Jose, either you or Rich gave me one, and I didn't take it till the nighttime. So I was like, oh, I just need to sleep, whatever. And I took it, and I got up to go to work, and I felt drunk.
Yeah.
and I drove in and I parked, and Rich goes, what the fuck you park like that for? And I took out 4 lanes. I was like, oh, I don't even know why I did that. I had to go out there and fix my car, but I knew I was high for almost 24 hours. I felt like.
Yeah.
Those were strong.
I ate 2 of them right before. Like the reason we ended up getting those is because I ate 2 at the dispensary in San Leandro at Billy's spot.
Oh yeah.
And I drive back and I'm like, edibles don't do shit to me.
Rocky.
Oh, dude. So I ate 2. I'm so blasted by the time my house was by La Loma at the time. I couldn't make it to my house. I pull over at my mom's house. I'm like, I'm just going to get a little rest right here. And then I'll go to my house. The sun's coming up and like on my face is the next thing I remember, drooling on the seat. And I was like, holy shit, these fucking edibles are like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I passed out. Like, I don't remember our flight to Puerto Rico when we left Puerto Rico.
Right.
Because I think I ate a whole entire cookie and I don't even remember the flight at all. Like getting on it. I know we transferred somewhere, so you must have guided me. Because I think
we're not going to talk about Puerto Rico that much on this podcast.
Yeah, Puerto Rico was fun. But that's another day. That's another episode.
So, Tick, fondest memory of the dispensary, brother.
Well, along with the the good times that we all shared. I mean, I think those are the most prominent memories. You know what I mean? Because But one thing that I like, I mean, I just gotta say, hands down, that was the best job I ever had. You know what I mean?
Shout out.
You know what I mean?
Cheers.
I'll
to my brothers.
Cheers to that.
To my brothers, you know what I mean? That was definitely that was the benefit of that time period. You know what I mean?
Right.
We was all, all friends already and working together. That was cool. You know what I mean? So I think those are the most prominent memories. But another one that there was a lady, she had like some type of like arthritis or something really bad. She was really old though. She was like
in a bad way.
Yeah, she was an older lady and her body used to hurt. And I remember the first time she needed my help. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
like what? Like getting out of the car? Or
helping her get out the car. You know what I mean? And walk to the door, walk her inside.
That was one thing that you guys used to do all the time. That was dope.
Right.
And that was like something that we took pride in, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, it made me feel good.
Yeah, the security always handled any kind of handicap, any kind of disability, anybody who needed assistance. I thought that was so dope. Yeah, that like you guys were on spot.
They remember that, you know what I mean? They remember that and them thanking us for that, you know what I mean, to be able to access their medicine, you know what I mean? I mean, there was a lot of people that it was really helping because I could see that some people were really in physical pain. You know what I mean? Not everybody that was there was for recreational use.
Right.
You know what I mean? People were like hurting, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they were so happy that we were there, you know what I mean, for them. You know, and I think that really sticks out a lot in my mind because to know that, you know what I mean, we was assisting people that, you know what I mean, and there was a lot of people, you know what I mean?
Do you remember that correctional officer? He was like light-skinned black dude. Kind of tall.
Oh, tall guy. Yeah. I remember him.
Remember he was going through chemo?
Yeah, and he used to come in sometimes sweating like...
Just white, pale white.
But just walking really slow, like hurting. Like you could tell he was hurting, man. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that one black lady that had full AIDS, remember?
Yeah, she had HIV.
No, she was full... She is...
Did she?
Full-blown
AIDS?
Yeah, she was at the AIDS part. She used to come with the shake so bad.
Yeah, it was real
bad for her, man. She was good people.
One of the things that I kind of took offense to through our case was when they did surveillance saying that like, oh, these people looked healthy coming in. As if like you can tell when somebody has cancer or AIDS, like, and these were young people. Yeah, all the more tragic.
Yeah.
So that was something that always like stuck out, but no, for real, what you're saying, Tick, I do. To me, that was one of the big things too. You know what really was like one of my really special times, like everything you guys said too. But at 7:00 when we closed down, no matter what the day was like, right? At 7:00 when we closed down, we did our counts, we got our money, we got our inventory right. And then we lit up, or if we broke the sales record, we opened that bottle of Richard.
Yeah.
That was like, I don't know, it was like $2,000 back then or 1,600, 1,700. I don't know what it is
10
now.
racks now,
So it's
I
like,
heard.
it's like really expensive now.
And we drank them out of paper cups too.
We were hood. Drinking Richard out of paper cups.
Like we broke sales today.
bottle.
Here, get the paper cups
and
out.
not taking sips like you should. You're taking it like a shot.
Yeah, smacking it. But at 7:00, man, when we all came together at the end, like after that hard day, it felt good. It felt like there was like a camaraderie to it, a family. Like it was like the family all coming in from the farm to sit down at the table. You know what I mean? And that was one of the coolest things to me, man. We go forward. We're doing our thing. The raid happens in September 27th, 2006. I know where I was during the raid. I know what happened with me. I wrote about it in High Price. You can get High Price on Amazon or at highpricebook.com.
It's not sponsored by nobody, but
Not
High Price.
sponsored by highpricebook.com or Profit. But like my part's been kind of well documented. Now I've been going this way. We're going to go this way, Tick. I'm going to put you on the spot first. Nobody gets to pre-think about anything. Nobody gets to pre-think about anything. When the raid happens, when the news first hits you, hey, the spot's getting hit. Rich, Luke, everybody's getting locked up. What's your reaction, brother?
Well, it was my day off that day. I think that's when we came back from LA. We were doing some street promotions.
Right. Yeah.
And we're in Los Angeles at the time, and we had did like all of California. You know, I managed to.
We were up and down the state.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we were going to end in like San Diego, but we ended up getting cut short. You know, we had to come back.
Probation called.
Yeah, we had to come back, and so I was fortunate enough to have the day off. You know what I mean? So I didn't experience it from like, you know, some of the people that were there, you know, like Miguel, you know what I mean, being there. Like I just couldn't believe it. Like, you know what I mean? Like what? Like, you know, like, because it didn't feel like what we were doing was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like it had to, like somebody had to come in and us be arrested for that. You know what I mean? Like why is this happening? We're legit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so that felt like something was wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Right. Skip to Miguel. See, nobody gets to pre-think here. When the news first hits you, brother,
I think
of us being raided, what's your reaction? Where are you at?
So I'm at home, and I think Michelle woke me up because my phone was going off because ADT was calling me.
Oh yeah,
because I was the
alarm
first one
system
for the alarm. When the alarm goes off, I was the first one to be called. So they're calling me that someone's breaking in. I was like, oh shit, got up, drove there, and I live kind of by the dispensary, so I was the closest as well. So when I get right on Fremont, I just see cops everywhere, lights, everything. And I was like, oh shit. And I just hook a right, go back home, lower my blinds and just stay there, just looking out the window, looking out the window. And I'm like, fuck. And then I think I was trying to call everybody, but I think you had been hit. It was like a strategic hit on everybody.
Hit.
Yeah, coordinated. And I think everybody had been hit by then. So I had to wait later in the evening to talk to people about it. So I was just like sitting at home. I'd probably the first person to see the dispensary being raided, because like I said, I thought it was being broken into. So I drove there and then had hooked a raid. So I was just like literally 100 yards away from it. Right. And then turned around, went back home.
And then Santos rolled up on the scene over there. Remember?
Over there, I thought it was in front of the house.
Well, he rolls up at the scene at the house, but I think he went to the dispensary when the news was there and gets on the news at the dispensary.
He did.
Yeah, he was on the news.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Rich, I mean, you were at your house when you got raided. I know because I picked you up because I was in the back of the cop car, handcuffed and hogtied.
Yeah, I do remember that. Dude, I just got back from Ukiah. I just went to go do a pickup.
Right. Oh, you just got back from the pack.
Yeah.
That's right. That never dawned on me.
Yeah. So
did you still have it in the truck?
No, I put, our Burger King spot.
Okay, right. Burger King, you got to read the book to know where Burger King is at.
So that went to
not BK.
I put majority in the Burger King spot, but I took enough that I know I'm going to bring to the store the next day. So I forgot I had maybe I forgot how many pounds, but it wasn't that
10
many.
or 12 pounds.
10 or 12 pounds in my house. So I figure I'll take that to the store. So I just got in around like 3 a.m. So I go out there, and then, you know, at that time, I had a lot of guns on me. So, so when I heard the knock, the first thing I reached for my gun, because I'm thinking someone's trying to kick my door down, and I see the police. I'm like, and I put the gun down. Like, fuck this. These people would kill me hella quick.
Right.
So,
and they would too back then.
So
back then, they still were no body cams and shit. Murk you, murk you, and put you in the.
Exactly.
Oh, he had a gun.
He had a gun. So,
legal, legit gun, registered to me.
Yeah.
To protect my home.
Yep. To protect my home. That's what it's for.
Right.
So when I seen his cops, I put it down, and then I come downstairs with my hands up. You know, they came in like military. They want to show their little guns off.
Raid.
Yeah. I'm in my boxers and shit. They're all fucking arresting me. So I was like going half naked out to the fucking
That sucks, bro. That sucks.
So yeah, and then we get to the county jail. They strip us all our stuff, and then we're on the news the next morning. They're like, hey, that's you guys on the news. And they were like facing 10 to life. And I'm like thinking, I thought it was like a joke, like 10 to life. Right. Shit. Now that I think about it,
more than that.
Yeah, it had to be more than that. We were facing 20 to life.
Like how they talking about doing time already? Like,
right. Because that's what we I didn't understand at that time, because we only did state time and shit like that, or only had homies who did state time, and I only did some county jail shit. So when they said that, we didn't understand about federal mandatory minimums and shit like that, to where that your sentence is already fixed before you go in there. You're gonna at least get this, and that's what's crazy in the system. You got to change it.
And the feds don't go down the mandatory minimum unless you cooperate.
Yeah, you can't break that mandatory minimum. Can't break it.
I think one of the things I remember just thinking about that, I think either I talked to you that night and I said, what do you want me to open it back up? You're like, no, dog. Don't.
Yeah. No, it was on the phone. You said, and that's
I said, I'll open it back up.
This crazy motherfucker said, do you want me to open it back up the next day? I'm like, no, I don't want you to open it back up.
My thought was like, they're not going to they spend millions of dollars just for that one strategic raid. They're not going to do it again the next day.
They don't do shit. They bet their motherfucking ass they would have. They would have geared right back up.
That would be crazy.
They would put the same vest back on.
We made national news. You don't think they would every recording we got?
You weren't popping that thing back open. There was no way they were letting that pop back.
No, it was national news.
That would be really bold. That would be so bold.
We did pop another one back open, though.
No, we did. We did.
I wasn't involved in that one.
We did pop another one back open, though. You have to read highpricebook.com.
I don't know nothing about that.
You do. Actually,
I don't know nothing about that.
He probably knows more about it than any of us.
I don't know nothing about
Hold on,
that.
man. Let's talk a little bit about that. You can talk about it. You can talk about it now. Really, it's some OG shit. So while we're on house arrest, we opened another dispensary. In Oakdale, Addison.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You were head security of the motherfucker.
Yeah. Definitely.
What was that? What was the spot like over there? Was it how was it different from the Modesto spot?
Well, I mean, just number one, the little town that it was in, you know what I mean? Cowboy town, you know what I mean? And so it wasn't, and you could tell that it was like that, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like they didn't get a lot of traffic through there. So it was, but a lot of people ended up started coming, nothing near the way it was before, you know what I mean? Right. Nothing near that, but I mean, it started to be a little, you know, it was cool, you know what I mean? A couple, you know, different hours of the day, you know, different parts of the day, you know what I mean? But it was cool, you know what I mean? It was good, you know, I mean, we thought, you know, people were like accepting of it, you know what I mean? Everything was going good. I mean, it had only been like a couple months or something.
That one didn't last that long.
Yeah, it was only a couple months, you know what I mean? I want to say like maybe 3 at the most, you know what I mean?
How long was that one open, Rich?
It was around it was like 3, maybe like a little bit less than 3 months, like 3 months.
Yeah, it was a little less than 3 months. Like about a week or two less than 3 months.
Yeah. How long after did you guys decide to open up? Because I remember you guys don't know how long it was when you guys actually decided to open that back up. But I remember you guys
around the time I was starting to get broke.
Yeah.
Because I remember I met with you and Addison, and you guys wanted me to manage it. You guys asked me to manage it, and I was like, I ain't doing it unless I have
I ain't doing shit.
unless I have X amount of dollars and I want a retainer for a lawyer. Because if you guys were some shit already, I'm not about to be in that position. So
Yeah. Lucky Luciano Al Capone asking you to run their spot while they're in the fence.
That's great.
But by that time, I'd really felt like I was like, oh man, this is deep. And no one has called me yet either. I haven't had nothing, no feds, no nothing has come to my door.
You're safe now, bro.
I've been safe for a minute.
You're safe.
So
You're
I'm
good.
like,
You're good. Statute of limitation.
You're good, dog.
yeah, no. But
Listen, they don't mind.
Yeah.
Trump's with it.
But
Trump is a supporter of cannabis.
yeah. Even before then, though, I don't think they knew who I was until like a month before the trial. So that was how long afterwards?
You were
Before-
Mr. Incognito.
I was.
How'd you pull that off?
I fucking don't know. All I know is that they came to my door.
You were Jason Bourne before Jason Bourne.
They came to my door and they just wanted to ask me some questions because they saw that I did a drop at the bank. It was under my name for X amount of dollars.
Right. What
And,
was the X amount?
I think I dropped like $100,000.
Right. That's kind of a lot.
Yeah. And at the time, it was whatever. It's something
Right.
that we did regularly.
My
but I
name-
never really did
my
that.
name ain't gonna come up.
Yeah. That was my only one. That's why it came up.
Right.
And so they just wanted to ask me. And then when I told them who I was, what I did there, they were just kind of shocked. They were like, bust out the notepads. And I already read the discovery and all that stuff. And so I kind of already knew what they knew already, kind of just fed them what they knew already. And then after that, it was just like, I think they did subpoena me. And I was like,
You ducked the subpoena?
yeah,
What'd you do,
kinda.
bro?
Yeah, I did. Because they wanted me to go in
You hearing this outlaw shit going on right now?
So what happened was they had I was already teaching at the college, so they wanted me to take a day. I think it was like on my birthday too, April 29th. They wanted me to go.
That was like trial confirmation
Yeah.
date or some shit.
Yeah. So they wanted me to go in. Yeah, to sit and I called you about it. They wanted me to go. You're like, oh, we're not doing trial didn't start till like May 11th or something like that. You said.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, then why do they make? He was, they're just fucking with you then. And then so I was heated. I called the district attorney too. She couldn't leave any more messages. And then they called me on the phone, and I kind of like told them what was up. Like, this is how I feel. I already talked to you guys. What do I need? Actually, no. Let me back up. What happened was you called me. You called me because they called me to go down to the police station, and I said, "No, I don't think I want to. I already said what I had to say." And then you called me and be like, "Hey, dog, what'd you tell them? They think I'm paying you off." And I said, "No, I just told them I don't, I don't want to go down there." And you're like, "Yeah, you don't have to." And you're like laughing about it.
This is all for weed, man.
Yeah.
For weed, man.
Yeah.
For some
You see how
weed.
many resources are being exploited
You
here?
in here for some weed?
For some weed, man?
Yeah. And after a while, they just kind of left me alone. Like, that was it.
Yeah, you skated out of it. The weird thing is how they picked people to get hit, right? It was like super random. You got Lucky and Buddy, who are just like random security, a vendor who just sold us some pounds one time. You know what I'm saying? And then you have
They found the weak ones. That's what it was.
the weaklings.
The weaklings. And they're all were the weaklings. They're scared. They're selfish. They only thought about themselves. Like, we didn't, they didn't have to testify against us. And we know that. They had their own shit they got caught with, handle your shit. You got caught with stuff. It had nothing to do with us, but instead you want to tell on us. That's just unfortunate how things are nowadays.
If you do your crime, do your time.
Right.
But that's how the government, they know who the weakest ones are. And they go after them. And then once they got them in their pocket, they got their case.
Yeah.
Does that make me the strongest one? Because they didn't.
Are
go
you
after me?
strong? Man? Well, you are. I told you were the big kid smashing the other little kids.
I don't
Shit.
think they needed you because with these other people, they're already credible. So
Well, that's what happens after I'm talking to the district attorney and whoever, who was the detective?
I don't know. Who was it?
It was like a Gillespie or something like that. But they're on the phone me. So they had me on like speakerphone and I'm talking to all of them. I'm like, what do you guys want from me? Like,
What do you guys want from me?
and they're like, well, right now, after talking to everybody at the police station, you come up third in charge. I was like, I was just the manager. I told you guys, I'm not hiding that from
That
you
was
guys.
pretty accurate. Did they
Yeah.
have the Post-it note
I don't
thing
know.
like Mafia? I would like to see a picture of that. That would be pretty dope, right?
But obviously, my face, it was kind of like the Frank Lucas.
Right,
what was that, American Gangster? Where they had the
right, it's like the mafia chart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're third in charge, baby. You were right up there.
Right up there.
Man, the way they made it sound, though, I'm like, I wasn't third. I was just the manager. Like, maybe on the day that I was there.
Yeah, honestly, that word alone, it carries time. Don't ever say you're a manager.
Right. It actually, in the law, in the CCE law, it says manager or organizer.
Yeah. That's a terrible turn.
Yeah, you don't like that.
Yeah. No, you know what it is? They just had so much, information with these other guys.
I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing.
So perspective from you two. Rich and I are in federal prison doing our time. You guys are seeing the industry grow. You're seeing dispensaries pop up all over every city. You're seeing them come in the cities that you guys are in. What is your guys' feeling during that whole time? Miguel, I'll go tick first. What is your feeling during that time of when you're seeing like the industry boom and grow all around you and your two partners are in federal prison?
It felt insulting, you know what I'm saying? Like these guys are like my best friends, you know what I mean? Like you only get a handful of people that are like that and they're gone already, you know what I'm saying? And they're talking about everything's legal, people are, you don't even got to have a recce anymore, stuff like that, I mean, there's shops opening up and I didn't know, you know what I mean? It makes you mad, you know what I mean? Because we wasn't going to be around each other no more. And I would think about, I have a daughter that's the same age as your guys' daughters,
Nina.
you know what I mean? And thinking about their loss, you know what I mean, during that time.
Real quick, I want to say that Jasmine, Nina, the children of the drug war, man, they paid a huge burden.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that I thought about that first and foremost, you know what I mean? Because like I said, to put myself, you know what I mean? As my daughter had to deal with that, you know what I mean? That's wrong. You know what I mean? They shouldn't have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have to deal with that because really what was wrong with what we was doing? Nothing. You know what I mean? And that always like, you know what I mean? That stuck with me the most. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I think about. You know what I mean? The first thing I think about.
So Miguel, your best friends locked up doing Fed time. You're seeing dispensaries pop up. You're seeing the industry grow and boom out. What are your personal feelings? How are you feeling about it?
I think I'm feeling upset, angry most of the time about it, like because of the fact that like people are profiting off of something, and you two were sitting in there at that time, rotten, pretty much off of, and other people are profiting off of it. And I felt like, well, shit should change. Just let them out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's how I kind of felt, and it was just very odd for me because where I worked at the time, we had where I was teaching at, we also had a criminal justice program that was just starting to pop up, and I remember we did like every Friday we didn't work on Fridays, we just had like little meetings and stuff like that, but they wanted to give a presentation, and there's probably about like 4 or 5 cops that were retired cops that were hired, and I just remember they actually brought up your guys' case, start talking about it, and I just remember felt like saying something at the time.
Wouldn't have been popular for you to say something.
No, it wouldn't have been. So I didn't say anything, but I was just like, I was like, I think I was a little bit combative. I'm like, I don't see nothing wrong with what they're doing. So, I mean, at the time, they still didn't know who I was or what I was doing. So, I mean, it's just, like I said, I felt a lot of anger towards the industry for not because it was happening, but because nobody was speaking up for you guys that much. I didn't have that. I didn't have a voice to make a difference.
Or a platform.
Or a platform to make a difference. But other people did know what happened, and nothing was said. They were just like, keep it moving and let's make our money now. Right.
Well, the social justice aspect of the cannabis industry really didn't even pop up, bro, until a couple years ago. Handful of 5 years ago. Then you have Mission Green, you have Last Prisoner Project, Freedom Grow. You have these organizations now that are around, but like you said at that time, like there was nobody that was advocating for anybody who was in prison for a dispensary or for medical marijuana. Or
I mean, other than you guys as children, you know,
Right.
the family members, that type of stuff. I mean, they advocated all the time on you guys' behalf. But like, as far as other people in the industry that knew who you guys were, they kept their mouth shut about stuff.
Right.
How I felt about it. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, there was definitely nobody speaking up. You know what I mean? On you, like what you guys represent now, you guys do for people. You know what I mean? Like you know, with people that were locked up and still fighting the cause.
Right.
You know what I mean? The cause still, you know what I mean? The people that are still locked up behind cannabis charges. You know what I mean? Like still advocating for them. You know what I mean? There was nobody doing that for you guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There was nobody showing that support and in a way that it can make a difference besides just our moral support because of, you know, you guys being friends or family.
Being the homie, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, but there was nobody doing that and that's messed up, you know what I mean? I think that was messed up, you know what I mean? Because that's serious. It was serious. I mean, how many people were locked up like that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
With the state legal dispensaries, there wasn't many. Danny Trevino, and he's still locked up, and he needs to be out. Michigan, free Danny Trevino, man. So we go forward a little bit. Me and Rich are in there for damn near a decade at this point. We file clemency petitions with President Obama. He has a program that's going on called Clemency Project 2014, CP14. So we file these petitions, Rich and I. They're identical petitions. Like, you know, just basically change the name on the top of it. You know, our conduct was all the same. I get denied on like January 6th. Call Rich, or I don't call him directly. He's in the feds, but I let my people know to let his people know I got denied. He's kind of like thinking he's going to get denied. And then on January 19th, right? The day before.
No. So when you talk about the CP14, we're both denied attorneys. They said
we were denied attorneys, but I'm saying after we filed our petitions.
Oh, yeah. It was actually the very last day.
The last day, the 19th.
The 19th.
So it was the 19th of January. Rich gets called to the office, and I'll let you go from there. Tell us about the day that you get called to the office in prison after 10 fucking years.
It was a funny story because I just got to Atwater. You know, I was in Lompoc for a while, and I just got transferred to Atwater. So I'm thinking, when I found out he got denied, I was like, they're probably ship my denial over to Lompoc, and they're gonna ship it to Atwater later on.
Right, I just ain't got it yet.
Yeah, I ain't got it yet. So, you know, I get there, and then you know, it's our hometown. Atwater's our area, so it was a little easier for me, you know, to bring. I'm a hustler, so I find something, a niche. Right. And then, you know, people there wanted good food, good stuff. So, you know, you find who's the runner. Because I got to a camp. So
you're busting moves there.
Yeah, so I'm busting moves. So I'm only there like a month. And I get called to the warden's office. So in my head, I'm thinking,
they popped my food connection.
Yeah, they fucking hit me already. What? So I'm in there like, because no one goes to the warden unless it's something serious.
Right.
So I'm like,
no, you don't talk to the warden.
Yeah.
It ain't like the movies. You don't ever talk to the warden.
Yeah.
The warden's like the president.
Yeah. You don't want to be talking to the warden like that. So I get called there. I'm like, damn. And then he's like, you just got, President Obama gave you clemency and you're going home in 2 months.
Boom, boom, boom.
So I'm like, and her secretary just there smiling. And I'm looking at him, looking at the secretary. Because I'm really thinking, I'm just, you know, you get programmed, you're like, I'm just doing my time. You start thinking all crazy sometimes, it kind of fucks with you.
You didn't think it was real, right?
I didn't think it was real.
You thought they were fucking with you.
Fucking, and then he goes.
You think they're fucking with them.
And then he gives me a furlough on top of that. That was
to go to the house?
Go to the house to get arranged stuff because he goes, I know you've been down for a while. So I'm going to give you a 2-day furloughs to organize everything you had to do at the house.
Wow.
So
hold on though.
Yeah.
So you've been down 10 years. So the clemency is not immediate, right? They said they're going to let you out, like March or something, right?
2 months and I got to go to halfway house.
Right. So you're months away, but he tells you, I'm going to let you out for 2 days.
2 days.
To go to your house.
Go to your house.
What was that like?
Oh, dude, it was weird. It was weird. It was like, I couldn't even sleep on the bed. It was so freaking, because, you know, we sleep on a hard mattress for how long? I couldn't sleep. I couldn't, shower. I couldn't shower without my flip flops. You know what I mean? Just like boots. You know what I mean? You can't.
Right.
You gotta
It was super weird. And then you have this thing where you got to go back to prison in 48 hours.
Right? Exactly.
Damn, that's weird, right?
And then they drug
That's
test
like a
you.
bad dream.
Yeah,
Right,
tease.
right.
Probably let you out to see if you fuck up.
Did you get any pussy? Can we say that?
Yes, but yeah.
That must have been really nice.
Yeah. No,
He was scared.
No.
He was scared.
He was scared.
He's like, oh, this is my last chance.
I wasn't scared, but trust me, I didn't last long.
It was almost like not an experience. It was not even an experience.
She's like, you were great, baby. Cigarette.
You can't even count that right there.
Oh man, that's crazy, dog.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I remember being like hearing about that, but now that you say that I never even thought about that 2 days that you got to go home.
It was, and
that's
the food,
crazy right there.
you eat all that good food, and you come back to the prison, your stomach's turned up. You're like,
Right.
oh.
Right.
But hey, it was, I don't know, it was amazing though, for real, it was.
Right.
But at the same time, on real, once I heard he got denied, it was like, it was fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, we did this shit together, we submitted together, you know what I mean? Same fucking charges, like, come on. Like, why? And then the thing that sucks, they never give you a reason why.
Right.
That's
They
just,
don't tell you.
that's their policy. They don't give it, that's why I said it's a lottery. Like, but how are you going to pick one and another one in the same envelope? Like, so. But, I think everything works for a reason. And that's why we're here right now doing this podcast.
Right.
Me and Luke doing our thing on Profit. And just,
Let's touch on that real quick. Just real quick is, so now you get out, I get out, we come together, we found Profit.
Uh-huh.
The industry has been like super supportive of us.
Oh, yeah. Hell
Like,
yeah.
Huge. I could probably spend another hour just naming names of like companies and people who have looked out and like have come together behind us. And like what you said, Tick, like that didn't happen before, right? And it's really cool that we have that now. So one of the things that like we at Profit that we do is like we are the voice for the voiceless, right? We're the voice for the men and women who are still incarcerated. So the thing that is really huge for us is like, we didn't have the people on podcasts or on stages saying our names and saying free us, right? But because we have this opportunity now, that's why it's so important that we do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to say free Edwin Rubiz,
Yep.
free Parker Coleman, free Jonathan Wall, free Jerry Heyman. I mean,
There's a list. There's a list.
Valerie Flores just got out. Valerie, I hope you're watching this. Hit that like button. Congratulations too. But no, it's still relevant, and because it's still relevant, we still have that fight, man. We still have to do there's still important work to be done. The sacrifices that you guys made and that we made together as a team, they weren't for anything. They didn't just happen and then like everybody forgot about it, that's the really cool part is like, this shit is still happening. We're still fighting. We're still making progress every single day. Our kids grew up, Nina and Jasmine grew up in an era where dispensaries were everywhere. Legal, Apple stores.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right?
Yep.
It's crazy, but it's good too. It's good because there's not going to be another group of Ninas and Jasmines behind them.
Yeah, that's real.
That's real.
That's real.
And if our sacrifices as a team and individually had to be the people that made that happen, I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's a really good purpose.
Right?
It would have been a lot worse if none of this is going down and we did all that prison time for nothing.
Right.
Then
I would have been mad about that.
Then I would have been pissed.
But man, I just want to say, man, this episode right here, bro, I don't care who I have on this. I don't care if I have Leonardo DiCaprio on this Joint Forces after this. This will be my most special. Now, actually, if Leonardo DiCaprio comes on, that will be kind of a little bit better than this one.
You ain't gonna be laughing like this, though.
I'll be all hella nervous. So how was your last movie? No, but for real though, like to be able to vibe with you guys on the other side of this, just talk about like you guys are my brothers. straight up. And to be able to come together like this on the back end of this and have this episode and share this time and laugh and vibe with you guys, man, is priceless. I hope everybody out in the audience feels this, because this was one of the realest episodes that you're ever going to see. This is the establishment of the industry. This is what people had to go through to make it to where people have jobs. This is what the social justice movement is about. And this is what we do. We tell our stories, because if we don't tell our stories, somebody else tells them.
Yeah, we don't need that.
No, we don't need that. So, Tick, I want to take a second to like let everybody know, like, what are you doing now? Where can people tap in with you? What do you want? Is there anything you want to shout out? Whoever you want to shout out?
Man, just definitely shouts to you guys and everybody that was working with us over there at CHC.
Yep.
You know, fortunately, I haven't heard too much about anybody else, like what they're doing as far as, you know, so all I got is memories, you know what I mean, of that. So, you know, I think about that from time to time, you know what I mean? But I mean, I definitely, you know, I'm still doing security, you know what I mean? Still doing security.
You need security. Holla at my boy Tick, enforcer, security extraordinaire.
I need the hours.
I need the hours. He works weekends and nights.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, definitely, you know, I'm still.
And he does collections.
Right. Personal bodyguard.
And collections.
Someone owes you
like
money.
we said, extraordinaire.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I still do music. You know, I've done a lot of that.
We got a lot
years.
of songs together, man.
Yeah, we got
a lot of songs together. We got shit that we ain't even released yet.
Yeah,
we got some stuff together. We're gonna have to do some new stuff too.
Yeah, we could do it.
We're gonna have to do some new stuff.
It's been a while. It's been a while, but you know, that you know, we got it. It's not like anything went anywhere. Like, you know what I mean?
You know,
we know how to work together.
Like riding a bike, baby.
It's good, you know. But yeah, definitely.
I mean, Rich, where can people tap in with you? What do you got going? Talk about whatever personally. What's up?
Oh, you know, we got Profit.
Absolutely. Profitbrands.com.
That takes all our time.
Profit.
Takes all our time. As you guys know, all our time. But yeah, we're doing that, and you know, we're bringing awareness, social justice.
Yep.
So, you know, like I said, there's still people in there.
Right.
So that was one of the talks that me and Luke had when we first started this. We need to get back to the people that are still there, and we're gonna keep fighting until they make policy to get everybody out.
Yeah, that's real.
So, other than that, you know, you catch us at Profit Brands. Check out Join Forces, my boy Luke. High price on Amazon. Great fucking read. You guys are gonna love it.
Yeah.
And
he's kind of co-starring in it, so he's a little biased. Just saying. And you can catch him at Ricardo Montes 6. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pause right here. He's the only man on Instagram that has his prison number still attached to his Instagram tag. We're gonna have to listen. We need a campaign for Ricardo to change his tag at Instagram to get rid of the prison number off the end of it.
Look, there's a lot of Ricardo Monteses. So
how many have 631-30-0-097 though?
Not one. So
one of you.
I know we always have to remember that. So it's like embedded in our heads. It's kind of sucks.
It's like a scary movie where you wake up in the morning there 631-31-097.
Yeah, you start tripping. Oh, shit, I can get back to the 4 o'clock count.
Okay, we're good. Yeah. Miguel, what do you got going, brother? What projects you got going? Tell me about anything you want to talk about, and where can people tap in with you?
Doing the same thing I did at CHG, except in a different industry. Creating stuff and being like a pioneer in whatever I was doing. I'm blessed. I just want to give a shout out to, like Dick said, everybody that worked at CHG. You too. Yeah. I'm blessed. I love all you guys that I worked with. There was some great memories there. Something I will never forget about. And I think Profit should just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when you guys got out, and I remember when the day you got out, you called me, and I was trying to act surprised because you called me the day before and told me I'm not supposed to tell nobody, but I'm gonna tell you. So Luke,
Yeah.
you called me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I found out." I was trying to act surprised, but like, yeah, I already knew that you were getting out.
It was too exciting. Like,
Yeah,
how you can not keep that? Like, your brother's coming home. Like, what the fuck?
Don't tell anybody,
Don't
though.
tell anybody. Though. Hell no. Get ready. Act surprised. Act surprised.
I was trying to, but now he's like, "Who told you?" I was like, "Rich told me." He goes, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Folded.
Hold on. Right away. I'm a civilian, everybody. I'm a civilian.
Like, one slap to keep them talking to shut them up.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
Cool, man. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on, man. Hit that like, subscribe, and comment on another show of Joint Forces. Thank you.